So I'm sitting here with Bob Moseley, and we're just talking. He just finished a first round of corrective care in our office, and I just wanted to talk with him about his experience. And you have a really just an incredible story, a path, a journey that you've had to get to this point. So I just wanted to talk to you about that. Why don't you just share your
It
story?
really has been a journey, and I've got a herniated cervical disc, and I had I've had it for more years than I really want to acknowledge, and I went to a variety of medical people. I went to an orthopedic surgeon, had a series of epidurals, and they just gave me, it was like slight numbing, temporary, and weren't very much help at all. I went to a lot of physical therapy and ended up having to take Celebrex
Hmm.
for pain relief, and the Celebrex was so harsh on my stomach I had to take prescription Nexium. Continued with physical therapy, but the pain just kept getting worse, and the surgeon just kind of left me with the option. The only other option he had was cervical fusion. And I was aware of the Complete Spine Solutions. I live near the Tucker location. And I said, well, let me just try one more thing before I end up doing something like surgery. And I came here 3 months ago and started the spinal correction program, and got, frankly, almost immediate relief. And I do the home care. I usually double up on the home care, and rather than doing just one a day, two times on the Demerol roll. And after just a few weeks, I said, let me see if I can stop taking the Celebrex and the Nexium. And I was able to with no problem at all, just didn't blink at all. I thought I was going to have a lot of pain as I had before, but got just immediate relief. I'm able to sleep well, sleep 8 hours of sleep every night, drive without pain, work on the computer without pain. I like to cycle a lot, and that was a real aggravator for the disc, and I'm able to cycle without pain. And so I just couldn't tell you how much, I never thought I would have this much relief, frankly.
Awesome.
And so I'm very pleased, and wanting to keep my health very high.
Awesome. And what kind of demands does your job? What do you do, and what are the demands of your job?
I'm a retired school principal, and I work half-time for with principals in Clayton County, and so it's kind of office work, a lot of consulting, and a lot of computer work, and so I'm able to do all of that without any discomfort at all.
And how was it impacting you before with the pain?
Yeah, work was impacted mainly. Driving was uncomfortable, and also working with computers was uncomfortable.
And pain was a part of your everyday life.
It was, yes, yes,
I mean, so much so that you were contemplating surgery even.
yes.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So what's so tell if you could just describe your treatment in the office, because a lot of people don't know what we do. So
Yeah, I'm in the spinal correction program, and I come in and I do 3 exercises. I do an exercise with a elastic band, in which I put my neck into curvature. Then I do the power plate, planks on the power plank, and then I do a backward neck stretch, and then I go to the adjustment table, and the doctors put me through adjustments, which usually go very well. I get a lot of relief from that. And then I go to the table where I lay down with the Demerol roll for 15 minutes. And I started with very light weight. Just a little bit of weight was frankly a challenge. In fact, I had to start with a pediatric Demerol roll.
right.
And now I'm up to 12 pounds, and 3 times a week, and a minimum of 15 minutes on the floor with the Demerol roll at home every day.
Awesome, awesome. And are the treatments painful? Let's talk about the adjustment, because lots of people are afraid of the adjustment with the popping or the cracking that they say, and the people
Yeah.
are concerned about that.
In fact, I was also concerned at first. I didn't want to damage myself, didn't want to hurt myself
Sure.
further, and I thought that might possibly occur. But um, uh, the uh, the adjustments are painless. They relieve a lot of tension. The traction table, it's progressive in the weight, and so I'm progressively stretching. And when I hit a new step every time, I really feel it, but
Hmm.
it's not painful or anything. But I feel like I'm really maximizing the stretch I can get out of it,
Awesome.
and so there's no pain really involved with it.
So what's your goal? What's your goal with treatment?
Yeah, I was so pleased to get off the medication. That was a big. In fact, it wasn't even an initial goal of mine because I didn't can conceive that I could do without the medication. But that was a huge relief to get off that. But I just want to be healthy and pain-free, be able to sleep, cycle, have an active lifestyle, and
Hmm.
just be pain-free.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Uh, So there's a whole lot of people who are out there who are considering and contemplating having surgery and or who are taking medication. Many people are addicted to medication or they can't go a day without taking medications
Hmm.
like you experienced. So what would you say to those people if you could talk to them?
Yeah. I understand how much pain that my cervical disc put me in. It was very high level of pain, and but I would absolutely check out every kind of treatment available, and I would start with chiropractic treatment. That's where I got all of my relief. I got almost no relief from anything else.
Mhm. And did you try chiropractic before or were you
No,
first? Okay.
it's first time. Yes.
Yeah, so what makes us really unique and different compared to most other chiropractors being that you hadn't been to anyone before, you might think that this is like really the same as
Hmm.
every place else, but it's really not. First of all, our treatments are really painless, number one. Number two, as you know, your exercise, you see other people doing exercises in the
Hmm.
office and traction and getting adjusted. I'm not sure if you're aware, but have you noticed that everyone's doing something different? Did you notice that?
Right.
I
Hmm.
mean, some
Hmm.
things may look a
Hmm.
little bit
Hmm.
similar, but every single thing that we do
Hmm.
here, as we've done for your spine, it's custom for each
Hmm.
individual biomechanical problem. So that's what really makes us different. So not just are we customizing the protocol for each individual, we're improving the mechanics of their spine, making a measurable change. So we just took an X-ray view,
Hmm.
right? So what did you see on the X-ray?
Just great improvement. My curvature returning to my neck, position of my head more in appropriate position, and just a lot of improvement.
So um, what about the mechanics of, tell me about the logic behind what you're doing and
Yeah.
how it makes sense to you.
As I've learned from you and the other doctors at Complete Spine Solutions, the point is to restore and put my neck into a proper curvature. It was out of alignment, put pressure on things, pressure on my disc, and the pain and all the problems came from being out of alignment. And so it's a matter of physically restoring the curvature to my neck and stretching out, I guess, the ligaments on the front of my neck so I can curve back properly. And it's worked.
Awesome.
It's
So,
worked very well.
so that has, by improving the mechanics, great point. And by improving the mechanics, it makes you feel better, number one, which is awesome. That's why you came to us in the first place, because you were not feeling well. And number two, we've actually measurably and objectively
Hmm.
made a change in your spine, not just in your neck, but other
Hmm.
areas too, which you've seen with your own eyes, right? Which is kind of cool. It's not just, hey, I feel better, which is
Hmm.
great, but it's actually, I am better. I'm truly,
Hmm.
my structure has actually changed. And it seems
Hmm.
to, not it seems to, it really matters
Hmm.
in a gravity environment. Our mechanics
Hmm.
make a huge difference. So that's how it's affected pain and literally by making that mechanical change that you've worked so hard to achieve. But that's also affected your physiology and how your body functions too. Now, I was just looking. Most of the things that most of your symptoms were pain related. But just share with, if you would share in the last 3 months, what if you could just tell what your changes were.
Yeah. My neck pain went from a rating of 50.
Sorry, so sorry.
Mhm,
This is where this is not where you were original. This
mhm.
is percentage improved from day
Yes.
one. So
So my percentage improvement from day one for my neck pain is 95 to 100%. The same for my shoulder pain, my left and left trapezius and left shoulder pain. My difficulty with sitting and sleeping is um, affects so many different things, and so able to sleep through the night and get a good 8 hours sleep affects a lot of things. And I was not able to do that. I was uh, um, had interrupted sleep all the time.
mm,
Sitting and working with a computer and driving were very painful, and they're like at 95 to 100% improvement. And cycling was 95 to 100% improvement.
awesome.
And being able to get off some very strong medications was
Yeah.
very important.
So getting off that Celebrex has helped your body function better because those medications are really bad for you. Now, just
Yes.
recently, we talked about this, how Celebrex and other non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs have been cause heart attacks in people. So getting off of that's obviously important for someone who's who wants to live,
Right.
but even beyond that, who wants to really be healthy and cycle and push themselves like you do
Mhm.
with work and the joy that you have of cycling. So that's awesome. And then you were taking that, as you mentioned before, and then you had to take something else for the side
Yes.
effect that
Yeah.
caused.
Yeah.
So just to be free from medication like that has got to feel fantastic.
Yes.
Well, it's a pleasure working with you. You're an
Mhm.
amazing guy.
Your
And
whole team has
oh,
has been great to work with.
thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you. Yeah.
Bob wanted to chat about the cost of
Mm,
his road to recovery.
okay.
I think
Thank
he
you.
wanted to mention that. I remember he said that.
Yep, I do. I do. So, do you want to? I know you've been on this road for a really long time to get better before you came to us. It's been a long haul, and you've spent a lot of time and a tremendous amount of money. Do you want to just share that?
Yeah, and I have spent a lot of money, many epidurals, tons of physical therapy, and visits to the doctor. And uh, so this is, even though there's cost associated with coming here, of course, they are, it's money well spent first off, and it's small compared to the other costs that I was incurring. And when we talk about the cost of potential surgery, it's very small. So
Yeah, surgery, spine surgery is over $100,000 now, and that doesn't even include the recovery costs, not just not the real cost, the
hmm
individual cost of the
yeah,
time involved, but just literally the real dollars of recovery for spine surgery is just tremendous. It's almost as much as surgery itself. So just imagine, when we're talking about changing your life without having to go through all the
hmm
pain and recovery and the risks of surgery and getting off of the medications. So many people who have spine surgery are addicted to opiates because
hmm
they just can no
hmm
longer get off of the pain. They're just in chronic, constant pain, kind of like you were. That was the
hmm
path that you were headed on.
yes.
So awesome.